Này mụn ẩn mà con để lâu con không có xử lý kịp là nó bị viêm, và khi mà đã bị viêm rồi thì nó gây ra sẹo rỗ nha Thi. Sẹo rỗ vĩnh viễn á, con biết không? Sẹo rỗ là không hết được nha con, cho nên con phải lo trị cái mặt của con, không thôi là mai mốt con hối hận á. Nó bị viêm là nó sẽ bị gây ra sẹo. Da con nhờn dữ lắm phải không? Nó trời tắt luôn rồi. Con qua đây là lấy mụn là lần đầu tiên á hả? Dạ. Ai chỉ con qua đây?
Bạn.
Ừ. Xíu xíu nha. Con đang đi học đúng không? Hay con đi làm rồi?
Dạ con học.
Ừ. Nghe nha.
I used to believe that dedication would eventually be rewarded until the day I opened that old document folder that afternoon I stopped by my parents' house in Salem, Oregon like I did every weekend. My mother Denise wasn't tech savvy, so I often helped her check bills, organize taxpayers, and scan important documents. That two-story red brick house, the one I had spent nearly a decade financially supporting and helping renovate tile by tile, felt like a second home to me. "Can you take a look at this for me?" she said, handing me a messy stack of papers before heading back to her orchids in the backyard. I sat down at the dining table, sifting through the pile until my eyes landed on a thick cream-colored envelope labeled in bold estate plan. And while I hesitated, not because I was curious, at least that's what I told myself, but because I wanted to make sure everything was in order. I'd always been the one to worry about things like this, the one who kept the family from falling apart. But as I flipped to the asset distribution page, I felt a tight pressure in my chest. Everything, and I mean everything, my parents owned the house over $450,000 in savings, the new SUV, even mom's wedding ring was clearly stated Togo to Samantha, my younger sister, and me. Not a word, not a single mention beyond the vague line, "We love both our daughters." I clenched the paper, McKnuckles turning white. Every memory of working 2 jobs to help pay their mortgage, of driving through snowstorms to deliver mom's medication, of fixing plumbing, replacing shingles, each of them felt like they had just been slapped out of existence by the cold printed sentence. I heard my mom re-enter the house, her footsteps light behind me. "Hannah, did you find the statement?" I stood up, will in hand, and turned around. My voice was calm, unnervingly calm. "Mom, is this real?" She froze, her eyes glancing at the paper in my hand. "Oh, Hannah, what does that mean?" I cut her off, my throat tight, but each word sharp. "A lifetime of caring for you and Dad, and I'm written off like I never existed." My dad, Richard, walked in from a living room just then, coffee mug in hand. He set it down with a sigh, like he was about to comment on the weather. "You don't need to react like this, Hannah. You're doing fine." Samantha's still figuring things out. I let out a laugh, humorless and dry. "Figuring things out? She's 30. She changes jobs every 3 months, lives off YouTube too, and can't pay her own phone bill. I'm the one who paid your mortgage for the last 3 years, the one who fixed the roof last winter, the one who's kept this house from falling apart dollar by dollar." My mom stepped forward, placing a hand over mine as if that could calm me. "Don't overthink it. I just wanted your sister to feel secure." I pulled my hand away, nodded slightly, my gaze ice cold. "Secure? And what about me, the only one who's kept this place standing all these years?" They said nothing. I placed the will back on the table like returning a declaration of war. "Thanks for showing me where I really stand." I walked to the door without looking back. No one called out behind me, and for the first time in years, I didn't feel hurt. I just felt empty, a quiet, hollow kind of emptiness that chilled me to the bone. And never returned to that house after discovering the will. 2 weeks passed in silence, no calls, no messages, like I had never existed in their world. I told myself if they had even a shred of conscience, they'd reach out, but instead of an apology or explanation, what I got was a message from Dad: "Hannah, this month's mortgage is due. Can you transfer it soon? Deadlines is Friday." I sat frozen, staring at the message in disbelief. Part of me almost laughed. No mention of what happened, no asking if I was okay, just a demand like I was their default. And I typed back every word like I think Samantha can handle it. That house is hers now, right?" Then I set my phone down and didn't wait for a reply. 10 minutes later, the screen lit up again. This time it was, "Mom, Hannah, don't do this. We need to talk." I didn't answer. I wasn't sad. I wasn't even angry anymore. Just a kind of ruthless clarity had taken the place of every fragile hope I once held. For years, I believed my sacrifices would be acknowledged. I was wrong, and I had no interest in playing savior anymore. 3 days later, the next message came from Samantha: "You're overreacting, Mom, and Dad didn't mean it like that. You've always been independent, and I'm just not, you know." That I typed slowly, each word cutting through my sister's fake mask. "Then prove you deserve what you've been given. Start by paying the mortgage." No response. Another week passed in silence, until one Monday morning, while I was sipping coffee in my kitchen, my phone buzzed with a transfer request. Exactly $2,900 from my mom. No message, just a cold withdrawal request, as emotionless as the way they'd written me out of everything. I hit decline without a second's hesitation. Minutes later, the phone rang. It was Mom. I let it ring to the 4th buzz, then declined the call. A message followed immediately: "Hannah, I know you saw it. Why did you decline?" I closed my eyes, took a deep breath, and replied, "Because it's no longer my responsibility." Asked Samantha. For the first time in my life, I felt like I had control. I wasn't the one scrambling to fix cracks I didn't create. I wasn't sacrificing my entire youth to patch up other people's failures. 3 days later, Samantha texted again: "You're being so selfish. Didn't you always